those opportunities just aren't there like they are here in London. You know, if I want to get a different job, I can get on a tube line here. I can't even get a bus in large parts of rural Britain, never mind a train. So I think the real issue that he was saying was something that I think is felt across the country. It's why people voted for Boris at the last general election and the Conservative Party to try and level up. That's why he's changed those Green Book rules. And I think that's what's really important. I think it is sensible. I understand that, you know, I've been attacked by some of the Corbynites on Twitter today for supporting Rishi and what he's saying and changing those rules. Some of those Corbynites want to see cash still going into inner London. I want to see that opportunity spread out across the country, and that's what Rishi's talking about. And, you know, he did say it in Tunbridge Wells, as he'd said it in County Durham, but there are poor parts of Kent which also need that support. There are even pockets of deprivation in places like Tunbridge Wells, and what he was saying is we need to ensure that the opportunity is spread right across the country. It's another reason I'm supporting him.
The Labour Party has hit out against this, looking at the funding formula for the Towns Fund, something that is relatively obscure at the moment, pointing to the fact that we don't really know how this money is divvied out, and it tends to go majoritarily to Conservative constituencies. The MP for Peterborough, however, Paul Bristow, was on this channel a little bit earlier. Now, he's supporting Liz Truss. He was saying that Peterborough is a deprived urban area and that he was concerned that under Rishi Sunak he might not get as much funding for his marginal constituency. What would be the Sunak response to that?
I'm not sure whether Paul's had a Towns Fund or not for his patch. I've not had one for mine yet. It's something I'm campaigning for. I was on the Public Accounts Committee when we looked into the Towns Fund. What I saw from that was that actually when the funds were allocated to a lot of those places, like, for example, Bishop Auckland, it was a Labour seat. It was only since the election that it became a Conservative seat. I think we saw that in quite a few places. Actually, if you look at the seats in England, actually the overwhelming majority of them are Conservative seats. So you would expect a majority of funding to go to Conservative seats, mainly because actually the Conservative Party under Boris Johnson and with Rishi Sunak, who supported him all the way through from those early days on his leadership campaign, like me, you know, we were there fighting for seats like Bishop Auckland to come into the Conservative fold. So, you know, that's what I'd say about that. I would say also to Paul, small cities, towns across the country really been let down by that money constantly being pumped into places like London. Rishi's being attacked by the Corbynites today. I can understand why. I think we're going to need to unite after this, and I really hope that we don't change back those Treasury Green Book rules that Rishi's only just torn up those decades of Treasury orthodoxy, because that's what we need to have done, and we need to maintain that if we're going to deliver on that promise of the 2019 general election and start that long-term process of levelling up places like Crook, Consett, Willington in North West Durham.